Once upon a time, in the year 390, there was a baby just being born. The baby's name was Patrick. Patrick was the son of a man that always said, "Stop, what do you think you're doing? We're in Europe, for crying out loud." Because Patrick was the son of a Roman military officer. Through his life, he was very likable. Patrick did everything he could to put a smile on people's faces. When he turned 16 years old, he became a slave. Patrick escaped slavery when he was 22. Then, when he got older, he traveled through Ireland. While he was there, he told people stories about God. He convinced those people to worship God. Patrick died during the year 461. A symbol to remember him will be a shamrock flower. Usually, when you think of Ireland, Patrick pops into your mind.
A long time ago in Mexico, there was a man named Juan Diego. His name used to be He Who Speaks Like an Eagle, but when the white men came from Spain, his name was changed. He lived in the village of Tolpatitlac with his wife. He planted corn. Some of the white men were called friars, which are like priests. Juan Diego and his wife Maria Lucia became Christians and found peace and happiness. One winter, Maria Lucia died. Juan Diego was sad, but he knew she was in heaven. In 1531, Juan Diego's life changed forever. Juan Diego was walking up a hill, and all of a sudden he saw a beautiful woman wearing a dress and robes like an Aztec princess. She was surrounded by the sun. The lady spoke to him. She said, "Juan Diego, smallest and most beloved of my sons, where are you off to, Juanito?" Juan Diego replied politely, "I am going to Church of Santiago to honor the Mother of God." The mother told Juan Diego she was the Mother of God and wanted him to build a church where she could show her love to everyone. Juan Diego was told to go to the bishop and tell him about seeing the Mother of God and building a church. When Juan Diego arrived at the bishop's home, there was a lot of people waiting to see the bishop. Juan Diego had to wait. Finally, Friar told Juan Diego that he had to tell the bishop himself in front of an audience. When Juan stood in front of the bishop and the audience, he told the bishop about being told by the Mother of God to build the church. There was a lot of laughter from the audience. The bishop asked many questions, and they told him that he was busy and to return later and he would think about it. Juan Diego went back to see the Mother of God to tell her he had failed. He told her about his visit and that he didn't think the bishop believed him. She told him to go back to the bishop the next day and tell the bishop again, this time demanding him to build the church. Juan Diego returned to the bishop and again told him to build the church. The bishop seemed more interested, but he asked Juan Diego to tell the lady to give him a sign to make it clear that she is truly the Mother of God. When Juan Diego left, the bishop sent 2 of his servants to follow him, but his servants couldn't keep up with him. So they came back to the bishop and told him that he must be a devil and that they would get him when he returned. Juan Diego went to the Mother of God and told her about needing a sign for the bishop. She told him to come back the next morning and she would have a sign. Juan Diego went back to see the Mother of God but when Juan Diego got home, his uncle was dying. They did everything they could to help, but nothing worked. At dawn, Juan Diego left to go get the priest to give his uncle the last blessing. He forgot that the Mother of God would be waiting for him. He decided to get the priest first and then he would tell his promise to the lady. As he was walking, he saw the lady. She asked him, "Where are you going, my little son?" Juan Diego told her about his dying uncle. She told him not to worry and that he would not die. Juan Diego asked for the sign so that he could get to the bishop. She told him to go to the top of the hill and cut the roses and bring them back to her. Juan did as he was told. He couldn't have believed that in the winter there were roses growing. The lady rearranged the roses and put them in his tilma. She told him to take them back to the bishop and not to show anybody the roses. When Juan Diego got to the bishop, the two servants who had followed him told him to show them what he had in his tilma. Juan Diego forgot about not showing the roses when the servants looked, the roses disappeared. The servants ran to the bishop and told him what happened. The bishop said to bring Juan Diego in immediately. When Juan Diego entered, he opened his tilma, and the roses fell to the ground. The bishop and servants all of a sudden kneeled down and started saying the prayer, Hail Mary. They weren't looking but at the roses. They were looking at Juan's tilma. On the front of Juan's tilma was a painted picture of the Mother of God. The bishop placed the tilma over the altar. The bishop and Juan Diego talked, and he wrote down everything. When they returned to the village, Juan Diego's uncle was cured, and he had also seen the Mother of God also. He said that she wanted the painting of her to be called Our Lady of Guadalupe. Thousands of Indians have heard of this story and came to see the picture and honor the painting of the lady who showed her love to all. But most important, the Indians. The chapel was built at the foot of Tepeyac, and Juan Diego lived in a hut right next to it, so he could take care of the painting and chapel his whole life.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.